my fans, like the Pierson Fode UK or Pierson Fode Italy or Prison Food, what up, Kalila? And they all had the Pierson, like, other names. And so I never expected to see another Pierson pop up.
Yeah.
And then when yours popped up, I was like, where'd she... There's a new one. Where'd she come from? We must connect. Yes, hello.
Collect the Piersons.
Welcome back to the Fode Philosophy. I'm your host, Pierson Fode. And today I have a very interesting podcast set up because on the podcast we have Pierson, Pierson, and Pierson, which is conflicting to say the least. Let's start on the end of the table here. We got Pierson, what's your last name?
X.
And then we have Pierson.
You don't want to know. Wodzynski.
No. Oh,
Mouthful.
Work. All right, so how do we distinguish all the Piersons from each other? We have, so let's start here in the end again.
All right, well, my name is Pierson.
Okay.
Right.
Nice to meet you guys.
Oh, hi, I'm Pierson.
Oh, really crazy.
What's going on?
That's wild.
We're already like fast friends. This is our first day meeting, by the way.
It
you guys.
is.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible too.
This is dope.
I feel like I belong.
Literally,
you know?
I
we're starting
finally
a group
found
chat.
my family.
Yeah, the Pierson family.
I was saying earlier, like, we're triplets. It's like when
We
you
really are.
Yeah.
like, that's what it feels like, because we've never known someone who has like the same name as us, and
Yeah.
now we're just like bonded by that name.
It was bonded by the uniqueness of it, but also all the problems that we have inquired with that name. All the like, so Pierson or Person? And
Exactly.
I go, oh, it's Pierson.
Or the Pierson, that seems like a last name.
Isn't that a last name?
Isn't
Is
that
that
a last name?
P-A-R-S-O-N? No, P-I-E, peasant.
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 It is really cool though, because until today I've never met another Pierson. So that's really cool that
Yeah.
I'm in front of two other ones.
Yeah. It's
Because
overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, but it's kind of cool because it's not, a lot of people have the same name, but our names are unique to where it kind of feels like you said, we kind of are triplets.
It's like
Yeah.
we're
It's
alone
weird.
together. That's what it feels
it's
like.
awesome.
Well, okay, first, before we get deep into this Pierson conversation, I want to know a little bit about PiersonX.
All right,
Let's hear
all right,
this.
let's do it. So my name is PiersonX. Pierson, last name. I don't really have a last name, so that's why I kind of went with X. It's mysterious.
Yeah, it is.
But I am a full-time photographer and videographer. I do a lot of travel videos, so I get to travel around the world for my job.
Sounds like a tough job.
It is. It's really tough, but
Take
I've
hot photos all the time.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I've been super blessed with my job at the moment. I've been able to travel full time for the past 2 years and been able to capture some of the most beautiful landscapes and meet the best people in the world. And so yeah, that's what I do full time. A full-time photographer and videographer.
And a
DJ on the side.
DJ on the side
Yeah.
also has the most swag out of all of us by far.
I don't know about that,
No,
guys.
100%.
It's just shorts
Pierson,
and a
Pierson.
t-shirt.
Let's just take a little consensus. Out of all of us, Pierson has the most swag.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. It's been
Absolutely.
I
decided.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pierson.
I got you, baby. All right. Now we have Pierson Wodzynski.
I got to go after him.
Yeah.
That was like, he was like, I'm a DJ, I'm a photographer. I live this awesome life. And I'm like, hey, everybody.
All Piersons do.
Yeah, exactly.
True,
See?
true. We've all
Pierson's
got our
each
own
other's backs.
uniqueness. Exactly. I am Pierson Wodzynski. It's a mouthful, but hey.
Hey.
I am from Hermosa Beach, California. I started acting at a very young age, and then that was kind of my motivation to like get in front of the camera, and I just loved being in front of the camera, but I also loved being behind the camera. So it was a little conflict, but getting into YouTube and influencing and that sort of stuff really just was like the perfect like final place for me. I was like, this is, so I just started YouTube about a year ago, a little over a year. Still very new, but it's been such a wild ride. I've met so many amazing people and learned so much, and I'm still learning so much, but I'm just starting on my journey, and it's been amazing so far.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
a little corny, but what's up?
Listen, for those of you that don't know me, if you're like joining from Pierson's channel or Pierson's channel, I am Pierson Fode. I am the host of the podcast, but also an actor. I played Brooks and Jesse. I played Thomas Forrester and fucking Eli from No Kisses, like a dozen other roles. But I also just got into the vlogging and TikTok and YouTube and social media game very recently. Also the podcast. This is like the 6th episode of the pod.
Oh,
No
what?
way.
Yo,
I didn't know that.
I'm fresh.
So
to it.
exciting.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
seem like a pro.
Thank you. I
feel
I'll do my
honored.
best. It's the acting that takes over. I have no idea.
Hide
what
the
I'm doing.
nerves. Hide the nerves.
100%. I'm like, I'm so shaky. No, I've been co-hosting with Mark's podcast, the one-man show, and it's been super fun. And I just love the idea of being able to have interesting conversations with interesting people, or interesting Piersons. You know what I mean? Ooh, what's
Pierson
good?
Persons.
And the social media game is a fascinating one to me because it's a whole new job and it's a full-time job because you're posting every day. Because if you don't post every day, you're unrelevant.
Exactly.
Which is
And
fascinating.
I don't post every day, and that's what's tough with me because with what I do, I mean, there's of course excuses. I guess I technically could be posting every day, but I would call myself more of an artist.
Yeah,
but instead of the average influencer. So I get really picky with what I post. Like,
yeah,
I try to post once a week, but it is tough. I really wish I could post once a day, but I just have like a really...
You're more of a quality over quantity.
Yeah, I'm definitely more quality over quantity, which is definitely doesn't benefit me in the long run because if I posted every day, I feel like I would be farther into my journey. But, it's life of an influencer, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah, no, we each have like a very different trajectory, which is also cool that we met. I mean, so... Let me give you guys a little backstory about this. So Pierson and I actually, not Wodzynski.
Clarify. You got to clarify.
PiersonX and I actually met. It's so weird saying my own name on the podcast.
I feel like I'm saying
times.
it wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pronouncing like,
we had this discussion when we say our name like to a waitress or a waiter or like anybody giving our own name, it's like Pierson, or like you just kind of like swallow the
there
R.
is no R.
It just gets swallowed. You swallow your name.
Pierson.
But now that I'm introducing you guys, it feels like I'm able to say Pierson the same way somebody else says it.
I gotta say, I love Pierson Fode. It just like flows off the tongue.
Oh,
but Pierson Wodzynski is like blah 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 blah. What did I just say? I have no idea.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Yet. Not a clue. What was I saying just a second ago?
We have met before.
We have met. We met
then
at
how you got all of us together.
We met at the Challenger Games, and there was one time before that we couldn't
it was
figure
one time.
out.
I think it was with Mark.
Really?
Somewhere. I think I ran into Mark, and then we followed each other.
Yeah.
And we bumped into each other. I was like, holy shit.
You're Pierson.
I was like, you're Pierson.
I'm like, oh my god, this is actually really cool.
And then that moment, I just knew. I instantly fell in love.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
No, same. Should we make out?
Guys, should I get out of here?
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, please.
Later, Pierson.
I should probably. Okay, I'll see
You
you
can
guys later.
stay because your name's Pierson.
Oh, okay, cool. That's the only reason why.
It's cool.
And then we met because I think I just reached out on Instagram, right?
We've been trying to meet up for so long now because it's so crazy that we're both Piersons, and I'm sure the reason why we actually met each other was because we were all like trying to fight for the username Pierson.
And
nobody got it.
Time.
It's like unused
Yo,
right now.
the dude that's at Pierson on Instagram, fuck
Come
you,
on,
bro.
man.
Like you're a real piece of shit.
We
We've
got
all
3
reached
people
out
here
to you.
who want
No
it.
post. You have no post on your account.
Literally, not a single post. Let it just give it up. Give
It's
it up to
been
somebody
years.
that will use it.
I'm gonna see if we have any DMs, Pierson.
We definitely have some
when we
Actually,
first
guys,
met.
now we're on the podcast. Now it's time to out him out. I DM'd him years ago.
Wait, what?
Asking,
Who?
not years ago. I don't know when it was, but I DM'd PiersonX to shoot.
Oh,
Homeboy left me on red.
I did.
This
the
Pierson
tea has
sucks.
been spilled. Damn.
You hit me up to do a photo shoot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, damn.
What you gonna say now?
What's
He's
up,
gonna
Pierson
act
X?
like he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, I don't because you know I would have shot with you because your name is Pierson.
Literally.
I swear I didn't see that. That's crazy though.
The DMs say different.
But I actually found our first DMs.
Uh-huh.
And I DM'd you February 17th of 2019.
No way.
Yeah, so
What'd you
The day
say?
before my birthday.
I said, hey, sick name, dude. And you said, bro, we need to be friends, even if we hate each other. So worth it. I'm also the only Pierson till now that reached out to others, LOL.
I started a group chat on Facebook and Instagram of all the Piersons I could find on Facebook.
What
and
is it with
Instagram.
you and Pierson?
I was just like,
You're like
I've
obsessed
never
with your name,
I
huh?
never heard of anybody else named this.
No,
and I
it
was
is
like,
crazy.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
weird for
Oh
me.
my
really
God,
is.
you did DM me.
Guys, should we?
What did she say?
Wait,
Read
no,
it
I
out.
don't-
Read it out to the pod.
What did I say?
She said, hey, you're super cute. No, I'm kidding. No, she DM'd me June 20th of 2019. So.
Oh,
Damn.
And
2019 seems to be the year for the Piersons.
yeah.
oh my God, I
guess
feel so bad.
No, can I read it?
No, it's all good. So you DM me and go, hey, I love your work. Would love to shoot with you
Okay.
if you're ever free.
Nice.
That's normal, right?
And then this was my reply a day later. You have a cool name. That's it. I didn't reply to the shoot or anything. I just
Didn't
said,
you
oh
reply
my
like
God.
a year later?
Yeah, and I no.
Wait,
The next day, June 21st. Yeah.
This is fascinating, folks. We're finding out new things about each other.
Oh yeah, then I replied a year later.
He literally
later.
replied a year.
Yeah,
after
no,
that
but I
conversation.
just completely
savage.
Like carrying on the
ignored
conversation.
shoot.
What
Yeah.
a total savage move
Such
of
a
like,
savage.
yeah, I'm not gonna shoot with you.
Yeah,
But you
I'm
have a
too
cool
cool
name.
for you.
But you do have a cool name, six. But yeah, so I reached out to everyone a few days ago, or no, we'd been trying to get together for a few weeks.
So long. It just hasn't worked out. Our schedules have never been working
Nothing's
out.
lined up until today, and I FaceTimed you yesterday as well, and I was like, "Yo, bro, come over for a shoot and
And
a
I was
podcast."
in Utah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to get all the Piersons together. And I thought it would be such a unique opportunity for all of us to actually have a moment where we sit down and talk with each other.
Yeah, totally.
'Cause I don't know anybody else that's
No.
got as a unique name like this
Yeah.
that could sit down with other Piersons and not have to like fly them out from,
Yeah.
Yugoslavia or something random like that. I don't know if there's a Pierson in Yugoslavia, could you say what's
Yeah,
up?
hit us up.
Come
Yeah.
hang out.
We're
Come
cool
hang out.
people, I promise.
We are interesting.
The amount of times we've said Pierson today is astronomical. Like,
I've never said it more times.
I'm
in my
sick of
entire
my
life.
name
Yeah.
at this point.
Actually,
same.
yeah.
I'm
Same.
sick of your name too, and
Yeah.
your name.
Yeah, I hate y'all's names.
Your names are disgusting. But my
y'all's?
name's really cool.
Yeah, of course it's hey y'all's.
Y'all,
Aw, how
are you
cute.
Texas or are you
Yeah, Texas.
Tejas? How you doing, boy?
Tejas.
Tejas.
Doing
Tejas.
good, bro.
And you're
Tejas.
Washington, right?
Washingtonian, yeah.
Ooh, I'm the only OG. California.
Yikes.
All right, California.
repping.
So what
What's
was
up?
it like growing
You guys
up in
came to my
California?
town.
Well, technically you're Hermosa. Relax.
That's California. Okay, you know what? I'll shut up. I'll shut up.
No, what was it like growing up in Cali?
It was honestly the best thing ever. My mom moved out here from Illinois, and then I mean the beach was my playground growing up. Like we would have beach days every week. I went to Disneyland a lot because if Disneyland was only 45 minutes away, which is like people come from all over the world just to go to Disneyland, and I had it 45 minutes away. Super grateful. That place is like my second home now. It's really nuts. But my mom got me into acting at a young age because we lived so close to LA where everything was happening, and I'm so grateful for that as well. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today, like sitting and being able to be on a podcast in front of all these cameras and everything and in front of people. But yeah, so it's crazy how where you live, it really does affect how your life plays on the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you? Where were you
Man,
born and
mine's
raised?
the complete opposite.
Really?
I was supposed to be a cowboy. No, I've moved around a lot. I've been to 8 different homes probably, but so me and my family, we just moved around a lot. But I tell people I'm from Texas. I feel like that's kind of where I grew up. I moved to Texas when I was a freshman in high school. So I did my 4 years of high school in Texas, and I grew up on a farm. I have cows and chickens.
What's up, baby?
Both of you.
I
That's
love
me
it.
Both
too.
of you.
I love
I'm
it,
so
dude.
jealous.
It's the best. It makes you super humble and stuff. I love going home, and you know, you're not stuck in where there's no land or
Yeah.
anything. I get to go
Yeah.
home to like 25 acres with
No
the cows and
traffic.
the lake, and no traffic.
I
It's
wonder
great,
what that's
but
like.
It is cool
awesome.
because it is cool because you know I was in a super small town. Like there was only 2,000 people in my
Wow.
hometown. Like it's really tiny.
What a difference.
And then you know I just kind of took the leap, and I was the only kid who went out of state
Wow.
in my class, and kind of just chased a dream, and it, you know it's
Yeah.
kind of working out, which is really
Speaking of
cool. So
dreams,
That's dope. Speaking of
Speaking
dreams.
of dreams,
Go
it's
ahead.
not about dreams.
your tattoo
Yo,
potential.
so I have an idea because I grew up with night terrors and I grew up having a dream. My dream was always to like make movies and tell stories. So I've never gotten a tattoo and I've never gotten a piercing. Sorry, the piercings. I don't actually have any piercings. I just have a clamp.
He's a fake.
I'm a fake. I'm a fraud. I would love to get a piercing, but the problem is like acting is
acting, bitch. Learn about it.
it's problematic. acting, bitch. It's problematic in the sense that like you always have to get a tattoo covered up, or like the piercing. Let's say like you're playing a completely different character out of like the 1800s.
Yeah.
Most guys at that point weren't necessarily getting like fashionable piercings for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So trying to be authentic to different characters, I just kind of like leave more of a blank canvas as my body.
Yeah.
But I would love to get a tattoo on my lip that says dreams,
Yeah.
because then
Oh,
I can
that's
actually
awesome
have a
meaning.
tattoo finally. Ooh.
Yikes.
Is it another Pierson?
It's another Pierson. It's another Pierson. Also, speaking of, I have to take a moment because I got man from Toronto that I have to hop on a call with for stunt and tactical training.
Of course.
Do your thing.
But do you guys want to have food while I go and hop on
love
this
to.
call?
Speaking my language.
And then we're
I'd
going to come
love
back
to.
and we're going to dive into some like really deep and dark questions.
Let's
I would
do
love
it.
to.
Are you game?
Let's do
Let's
it.
Actually game?
All right, later, Pierson.
Hey, Pierson.
Yeah. What's up?
It was really, hey, Pierson. It was
Yeah,
really good
what's
to talk with you.
Thanks, Pierson. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love you, Pierson.
I love you, Pierson.
I love you, Pierson.
Pierson, you're ugly, and Pierson, you're
Tyler
cute.
says he loves us. All right, we're taking 5. I'll be back. Welcome back to the podcast. Sorry, we had to take a quick intermission. I had to have a chat with the production team from Man from Toronto. It was awesome, and I can't tell you anything about it outside of the fact that I'm so jazzed off of that conversation.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like,
Oh my God, I'm jealous.
there's some legitimate, in the next week, I'm going to be doing some crazy shit.
Wow.
Can we come with?
Actually,
You
you
might-
might be
you
able
actually
to.
might
We'd,
need
we'd
some-
have to get you COVID tested and approved by the studio, but we might actually be able to make that
That's
happen.
fine. That's fine.
You need your Pierson crew.
Oh yeah. We don't.
You need
the
backup.
Piersons don't go anywhere without each other.
No.
Nope.
It's one and the same. We are 3 in one. You know what we're like?
What?
The Trinity, right?
We are.
You know,
We totally
think about
are.
that. I'm the Father, you're the Son, and Holy Spirit. Oh, yo! I just thought of that on the fly. It's kind of legit.
It is legit.
What if we call ourselves the Trinity?
That would
the
be like the
purity.
biggest narcissistic thing.
Yeah,
like,
but is it though? Because it's legit.
it is legit. You know, nobody can judge us because it's legit.
But we're talking about dreams and things like that.
Yeah.
What are your guys' dreams?
Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams. I mean, honestly, I'm living it. I
Yeah.
never would have guessed that a year ago I would be in the position that I am in today. Like a year ago, I was going to a community college, studying. I was going between communications and then marketing and then business. I was all over the place. I had been posting YouTube videos and TikToks here and there, but I was pretty alone for a long time because it's really hard to actually like get yourself out there and start meeting people unless
Yeah.
you have some
connection.
foundation or like connections or anything like that. And so for me to just kind of be there a year ago and me here now is like I'm living my dream. So
That's awesome.
yeah, there is a lot of work to be
still be
done,
done.
but I'm still feel like I'm living my dream.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a cool position to be in because you find yourself actually excited when you wake up. You feel
Exactly.
you want to wake up.
Every day is such an amazing experience. It's such a journey and something to be conquered.
What's been the hardest part of that for you?
Of what?
All of this,
Everything?
starting to live your dream.
I mean, you got to make sure that you keep pushing yourself. Just because one day you had a great day, it doesn't mean that the next day you can't work just as hard. Like you got to work hard. You got to work harder. There's always new territory to be conquered and new things to learn and meeting new people. Like you're just constantly meeting new people. It's funny because I've lived in Los Angeles my entire life, yet you two know so many more people than I do.
Yeah.
But isn't that just crazy? So I don't know. I just think that you just have to like keep pushing every single day. There's a lot. You're never done. The work is never done.
The work truly is never done, especially when you are essentially the boss of your own company and you are your own company.
Yeah, exactly.
And your own salesman, your own hype man,
It's
everything.
weird to think about it that way.
Very much.
Yeah.
What about you?
Are we talking about like
What's your dream?
what's my dream?
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna talk about like dreams when we sleep.
We can
Is that
talk
what you
about
guys were
too.
talking about? Did I take it a totally
no,
different way?
no, that's exactly
Okay.
what I wanted.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So, I mean, a little backstory with you guys don't know this, but before I got into what I was doing, I was actually a YouTuber.
Really?
Whoa.
Before both of you guys were YouTubers.
No
No wonder
way.
you're so great on camera.
So I was in high school and it was my freshman year, and me and my friend, I was 14 at the time, I was like, let's start a YouTube channel. So we did, and you know, I'm from a little town in Texas. They all hated it. Everyone
Yeah.
Of course.
hated it just in school, and they're like, what are you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah. But man, so I've always had the love of some type of being on camera or whatever. But anyways, fast forward, it actually took off. I was actually on tour for 2 years.
Wait, with
What?
YouTube?
With YouTube. And I would leave, and all the kids at school hated me because I would leave on Friday and I would go travel to a different state.
What would you
And
do?
So I just did. So YouTube back then was a lot different than it is today. It wasn't really like vlogs or, you know,
This
what
was
it is today. It was more
6 years ago, 7 years ago, 5?
5 years ago,
5 years ago?
4 or 5 years ago. And it was more just whatever. It was challenges. It was like, you know, we would, you know, finish the lyric. If not, you get a bucket of ketchup dumped on your head. Like it was
Yeah.
like that type of like
Yeah.
OG YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Not
That's
OG,
great.
but just like
No, it was. That
it's-
is OG.
You know, but it was so much fun, and I don't regret any of it, and I loved it. I got to travel at a young age. I got to meet a lot of cool people, but
Did you meet Mark and Logan and all them? Because this is back the time that they started then
yeah,
too.
So this is before.
Wow, even before them.
Yeah,
before
this
they
was
got
before, and so it was a while ago. I mean, I guess they were just getting on it, but so I did it for 3 years, and it was my senior year of high school, and I just wasn't really proud of like if people came up to me and was like, "What do you do?" I would never tell them I'm a YouTuber because I wasn't at the time in my life. I wasn't proud of what I was making and what I was doing. So I decided to quit YouTube and I deleted like all social media. And well, I'm kind of giving like a life story, but it leads up to a dream.
We said we were gonna get deep, so
no, this is it. This is what I wanted.
So it was my senior year of high school, and I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what to do, and I got invited. Okay, well, first of all, I was supposed to go to college at a Texas university to be a mechanical engineer.
Wow.
Oh my
I got
God.
accepted.
Vastly different than what you're doing.
I got accepted to this college in Texas, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to be a mechanical engineer in Texas.
Yeah.
I cannot picture him doing that
and then,
at all.
And then I got invited to the short film premiere, and I was still kind of in the YouTube. I had like a little following. They're like, let's do a meetup there, because they were just trying to bring in more audience to the short film. So like, yeah, let's do it. And I went there and I watched the short film, and I was blown away because these 17-year-old kids made this 30-minute short film that looked like a movie. I was like, this is incredible. And from that second, I was like, I know that this is what I want to do, which was really cool. So that's where like my dreams started going crazy and stuff. And 2 months before I was supposed to go to that college for mechanical engineering, I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm not. I'm going to go to film school. And so it took him forever to convince him to do that.
Yeah, what were your parents like? I know that everyone's reactions are so different when it comes to saying that you're not taking the traditional route.
Yeah, I think it's different. I mean, with my parents, they've always been supportive, but it's always, I felt like taking a little bit of time because when I first started YouTube, they're like, what the hell are you doing? And then it started to do good, and they're like, all right, this is cool. And then it's kind of the same thing with film school, because I was already about to go to college and like, start my normal 9-to-5 life, American citizen, life. And
parents are always on board when it works out.
When it works out, or
they're
when
like,
or when they see the passion as well.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so I went to film school for a year. Started doing what I do now. Never traveled. Didn't really do that. I was just kind of in LA, bouncing around. It's where I met George and Mark.
Cool.
Yeah. So I met George Jenko was the first person I met in LA.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him at that acai bowl right next to 1600.
Whoa.
And I knew them because
Really?
I used to watch their videos because they're fucking hilarious. And so I was in line to get an acai bowl because they used to go get acai bowls. So I'm like, and I just moved to LA. I was like, I have to go here.
Yeah.
And I've never even had an acai bowl. I had no clue. It was just like this fancy LA food.
Did you pronounce it acai?
I don't know what I pronounced it as, but
Can I get an icky bowl?
an icky bowl, please.
Gosh.
But I was in line, and right in front of me was George Jenko, and I like, bro, for some reason, and it's crazy. Like after I lived here for a while, I feel like this is with everyone. You don't really get starstruck once you live in LA for a little bit of time. Everyone just kind of just blends it. But dude, for some reason, when I saw George, I was like, oh my God, it's George Jenko. I got to go say hi. And I went up to him, I said hi and stuff. And I was like, I'm a photographer and stuff. I just moved out here. And I showed him some of my work at the time. He's like, let's work together. And he brought me in for a bit. And that's kind of where I met. And that was kind of like my first LA interaction, which was cool. But anyway, so I did film school for a year. Realized that I hated it. I'm just not a school person. I feel like none of us are.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I got a really, really cool opportunity to travel. But the day I was supposed to leave for that. I was going to the Virgin Islands. They invited me to go to the Virgin Islands, but it was the same week I was supposed to start my second year of school. So I was like, guys, I can't. I have to go back to college. And they're like, well, if you change your mind, you know where to find us.
That's like,
dude, I sat in my room for so long, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Didn't tell my parents.
Wow.
And I went to the Virgin Islands.
you rebel.
Yeah, and I went to the Virgin Islands. I was there for 2 weeks, and that trip changed my life.
Yeah.
It's the reason I'm
That
here
was the
today.
turning point.
So how'd your life change from that moment on?
So that was my first trip out of the ever. So and it really opened my eyes up to travel and making videos and how cool it was and just how amazing other parts of the world are, because we kind of we're very scheduled people or routine people in America. I feel like so it's really cool to go out and see how other people live and different environments and stuff. But that video that I made did really well, went viral and stuff, and then that's kind of how it all started. And met some
What was the
really
video?
cool.
Can we look
So
it up on
yeah.
YouTube?
So it was a travel company. It was a startup travel company, and it was their first trip. And I had a friend of a friend that I shot with. They mentioned me because they were looking for a videographer and photographer. And so I went to their place and showed them my work at the time, which was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Terrible. But I didn't have any experience really.
Yeah.
I was only doing this for like not even a year. And showed them my stuff, and they're like, "We love it."
Did you have the long hair, or did you have like a faux hawk at the time?
No, I actually had my hair was like yours.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's
the
going
swoop?
on. I'm just quarantined. Like I haven't cut my hair since quarantine. So.
Dude, I was doing the same thing, and my beard got down to here,
Oh my
and then
That's
everybody
sick.
was like, "You got to cut that," and I was like,
Yeah, I kind of look
what do
homeless
I-
right now, but I'm just kind of going with it.
It's-
but
it's a
It's the
sexy
style.
homeless.
It's
I'd-
the style.
Like if I was like, I'd be like, damn, that homeless person single was good. What up, Pierson? How you doing?
that's awesome. But yeah, so I met some really amazing people there. I met Charlie Jordan on that trip, and
You worked with Charlie for a long time, haven't
yeah, I've worked with Charlie for 2 years.
Wow.
Just we got to
you guys just became fast friends.
yeah, literally. So she brought a different photographer and videographer to the Virgin Islands on that trip, and everyone knew who Charlie Jordan was. So and when I found out she was coming on the trip, this is what's so crazy too. This is how manifestation's real as well. 2 weeks before I went on this trip, I was back home with my friends in Texas, and I said, "Dude, the day before I die, I'm gonna shoot with Charlie Jordan." 2 weeks later, I'm in Virgin Islands with her.
Wow,
Weird.
Crazy.
that's dope.
It's so sick. though.
Manifestation is so unbelievably real.
So real.
All right, hold on. What's a manifestation that's come real for you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just telling PiersonX about this when we were on our pee break. I mean, it was last December when I was still going to the community college. I had gone to UCSB, didn't love it. And then I went back to community college just to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. December came along. I had my finals. And I was like, I hate this. I am so unhappy. I'm not where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
I told myself this, and I said, you know what? I am going to take one semester off, just one semester, and see how far I can get and see if I can maybe navigate my dreams and navigate what I want to do in my life. It wasn't until January that I met up with Brent Rivera. He's a YouTuber, very popular YouTuber. Met up with him and his group, and they loved me. They brought me on under their wing, and I've been learning from them ever since. And it was just like that was my turning point, was like having these people do exactly what I want to do. And this was a month after my last final, where I said, I'm just going to take one semester off of school. So that was kind of like my manifestation, like, I'm going to do this. And then I met them, and then they changed my life forever. So
That's awesome.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and you saw your following and everything instantly jump.
Oh, yeah. I have pictures. I was like, thank you so much for 10K, February 14th of 2020.
Wow.
And
So
yeah.
you've grown
Crazy.
huge in a short
right,
period of time.
Right now, I'm a little under 1 million on Instagram, which is like,
That's huge.
it's still so surreal for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still so unbelievably grateful. Like, I was working at a hotel as a host beginning of this year.
right.
So much has changed for me in such short time. And I can only imagine where I'm going to be in a year from now, you
Right.
know? So time changes rapidly. Everything changes rapidly, but I do believe that manifestation and just hard work really can take you so many places.
100%.
My acting coach has a saying called "the harder you work, the luckier you get."
Interesting. I love that.
Right?
I
Because
love
it's like
that.
there's opportunity, but if you don't actually if you haven't put in the work and you don't have the homework finished and all the things lined up that need to be presented. So let's say you have all the opportunity in the world, but you haven't done the work behind it.
Yeah.
You show up for me, I show up to Steven Spielberg's house and he's like, "Do you have a script?" And I go, "Yeah, no, I don't." But for me, I have 12 scripts finished, right? And then I have multiple TV shows finished. And so when, the hard work meets the opportunity, that's when you find success. And I think
Absolutely.
that's a lot of what manifestation is, because a lot of people will do like, "I'm going to make $1 million."
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is you've got to also work your ass off. So when the opportunity and the manifestation finally presents itself,
It's there, and it just works
you're
out.
ready for it. Yeah.
Totally.
And that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been doing.
And
I think
that's what you've been doing.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
That's what all the Piersons have been doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think anybody with decent success will agree with that in the sense that it's not luck. Rarely is it ever luck. The luck just is a moment of presentation, but you've been working your ass off towards that goal or that dream inside of that. I wanted to ask you guys, what is the hardest thing that you've been through on this journey? If you don't want to share the exact hardest thing, that's fine. But like something that's challenged you and like really challenged your thinking and shaped who you are in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Do you have yours?
I have one.
Okay, go for
Let's
it.
hear it.
It's all you.
Okay. I've been in LA for 3 years, and it's kind of when I first started taking things seriously with my passion. But definitely something I struggle with the most that just, you know, is hard, that makes me want to give up sometimes. And I feel like we all go through times like that is, believe it or not a lot of people know this, but I've, quote unquote, I've been homeless for a really, really long time.
So that joke that you made earlier.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Not like I'm on the streets or anything, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just been couch hopping and stuff. But it kind of, I've always wanted to talk about this because, you know, online, I live such a crazy fucking life.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm so
Yeah.
grateful. I'm never going to take it for granted. But the reality of it is pretty interesting. And I think it's important too because I haven't had my own place or my own room or my own bed. Man, it has been a long time. March of 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been over a year and a half. And I've just been sleeping on people's couches. Worst comes to worst, I just, I'll sleep in my car. But, you know, I think it's just the world testing me. And I think it's a part of the journey. But, man, it is hard sometimes because, you know, there's been days where I'm like, damn, I don't have a place to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
And it's just like
You got to figure it out.
crazy. And it's just like, I'm done. I was like, why? Like I should just move back home. But I really do think it's just part of it. It's just kind of testing me to keep pushing. And I think it's a part of my story.
Yeah.
Even though it sucks. It's a shitty part of the story. But yeah, it's definitely been tough. But I'm so thankful for the people who have let me crash on their couch and support me and stuff. Like it means the world to me, you know. But it does suck, and I'm tired of it. I will say that. I think I feel like, and it has motivated me more to work more, but I feel like I shouldn't be at this position anymore. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. But it's definitely been hard because sometimes when you're by yourself at night, you know, sleeping in a car, you're just like, it breaks you down. It really does. Like, you're just like, damn, you feel like you have nothing. But, you know, there's this little voice saying like, hey, keep on going. You know, you have this talent, you have this passion. Like, this is part of the journey. It's going to pay off eventually if you just keep going.
Voice.
So
keep that voice.
So yeah, that's definitely been hard for me. It's definitely depressing sometimes, but yeah, that's something that and friends in LA. Friends are hard to come by in LA.
Actually, I have my own experience. For the first 3 to 4 years of me being out here, I was what I like to call functionally homeless as well, where I couch surfed.
Yeah,
I slept
we're
in my car.
glamping.
Yeah, it's glamping. Like, and I never called it like being quote unquote properly homeless.
Yeah, I don't like saying that.
Because I don't want to delineate from somebody else's actual like homeless experience for myself, because I have crashed on couches. And sleeping in my car felt like, I always tried to like shape it in my head, which I feel like you've done the same thing, is shape it like an adventure. It's like, this is the chase to the dream. And, you know, I had my skillet in my car, and I'd go plug it in at friends' houses, and I'd cook breakfast or stuff, or I'd plug it into a power converter in the back of my car, and I'd cook like food on it. And I'd go and shower at the gym, and I'd work out there.
I'd shower on the beach on like
Oh, really?
Santa Monica.
Hell yeah.
Because you want to know why?
Why that one?
Have you ever seen the movie with Owen Wilson, and he's like the cadet or whatever, and he's like training these little kids who are getting bullied to be like stronger? But anyways, the opening scene is Owen Wilson. He's homeless in Santa Monica, but he was taking a shower on the beach in Santa Monica, and he was naked, and all the girls were driving by. They're like, "Ooh!" It's like, that's a good idea.
That's hilarious.
I've only done it twice, though. I've only done it twice.
Proper naked or like?
No. I mean, I'll have my board. I'm always strapped with board shorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons. You know, you never know.
Honestly, you did never know.
Yeah.
But it like, to me, it shaped so much of, because every penny I made went straight back into like acting lessons or coaching or headshots or anything else other than like literally just putting a roof over my head.
Yeah.
So I worked so many odd jobs at the time in my life where I needed to make it work. and I was like putting everything towards being successful. And then what's crazy too is like not a whole lot of people know this, but like even in the time that I was dating Victoria, I had just closed a lease on a place that I'd signed with for 6 months with me and a friend. But then I was sleeping on an air mattress again in back of my car. And I didn't tell Vic that at the time that we were dating, because I was like, she knew I was on an air mattress, but she didn't like exactly know that there would be days where I'd like sleep in my car. And that was like a really interesting experience, because to the world, like you said, it looked like I was living the most lavish lifestyle. I was showing up to the MTV Movie Awards fully dressed up in like $10,000 worth of just jewelry alone, which I was stressed about. I was like, fucking get this off my hands. And then I would also then just go back and have a great time and then go back and sleep in my car. And nobody knew that. And the contrast of the worlds that you were
because
living
you don't, I don't know. It's kind of like, you don't want to tell people that. It's just kind of,
it's not like it feels embarrassing because it's part of our story, but it's like,
it's not something you'd be like,
you're not bragging about it.
No,
Yeah.
never. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, it is part of the journey.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what it does is it breeds inside of you a resilience to hardship. And that was what it did for me. From here on out, I know that I can go back to that easy if I needed to. If I was like, fuck, I got $0 in my bank account, I can make it again. Like, no problem.
Yeah.
I did it for 4 years. I can do it for a month, and I'll find another job, or I'll find another way to make money. And it allowed me the opportunity to have a lot more freedom of knowing that, like, I didn't have to have the traditional success in order to find happiness, in order to find my dream. Back to the tattoo. But it was a matter of finding what I loved, and that got me up every day. Like what you were saying, like finding exactly what made you happy. And I knew that this was what I wanted to do, and there was no plan B. There never has been for me. And so that, to add to your story, is like, I love that. I love hearing about that, as far as it does breed like a resilience and an epicness inside of your soul.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's a good message for people, because I know there's so many people out in the city doing the same thing that, you know, that I'm going through and that you have been through. Totally. But just don't give up.
No, don't give up.
Like, even though it's hard, man. There was nights where I was like, I need to sell my camera gear.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I thought about selling my car.
That's the only thing I have. That's the only reason, like, I'm here. But man, it's tough, but just keep on going. You know, I'm still going through it, you know, but you know, I know it's just part of my story, and there's multiple chapters and stuff. And you know, the YouTube was a chapter. This is a new chapter. And so I'm just keep going and keep working, and it's all going to work out and stuff. But that's something I struggled with for sure.
I appreciate that. And thank you for your struggle. 'Cause now people that are listening get to hear that it's not always
normal,
like roses.
Like
it's
like
so normal.
if you go on my Instagram, and same with yours, man,
you only see the highlight reel.
Yeah. Like I'm not bragging, but like I've been to a lot of really cool places, and I've done some of the coolest experiences as a 21-year-old could have, and I'm so blessed. But like, the reality, to really get to know someone, I think it's inspiring as well. Yeah. Like, you know, you can look at my Instagram with all this travel stuff and all the places I've been to, but he sleeps in his car.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
I could travel and do all that stuff too. I mean, it's like, you don't have to have, you know, all the money in the world to travel and stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Make art. So I think it's cool. Yeah.
Also, bro,
there's
if you
no
ever need
excuses.
a place to crash, we have
I was just
a
gonna
room.
offer, a couch.
No, like
I got a place tonight.
Plenty of
okay,
couches.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't,
but I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, no, for real, do. Even like while I'm gone, you can come crash in my room. Like that's totally open.
You'll
Assuming
replace
you
the
don't steal
Pierson,
anything. Like,
the new Pierson.
If you steal anything, I want
like
20% of whatever you sell it for.
All right, that's fine.
22%.
Okay, that's fine. But
21.
I mean,
sorry, you're 21.
Well, Pierson wouldn't even leave technically if I crashed you.
See, Pierson is always here.
Guys, can you stop talking about me, please?
Sorry. Oh, we didn't mean to talk about you in front of you. Sorry. Okay, turn backwards so we can talk about you behind your back.
I do have a question for you though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, he was just mentioning that he had his different chapters. Did you have a different chapter, or were you like, you know what, acting is something that I really just know in my heart and soul that that's what I'm going to end up doing?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, and I've talked about this story on the podcast before, but to share it with you guys, I was homeschooled on a farm, and like, we were very Christian. So it was very like isolating in a lot of ways, because we didn't necessarily interact with a ton of people. My parents are awesome people. Like, my mom and dad got us out and made sure we interacted with a lot of like really great people inside of the church community, inside of like sports. And even inside of the homeschool community, we made some like really cool friends. Like homeschoolers got together, but we were all weird as fuck.
Homeschoolers
We're weird.
Kind of weird.
We're super fucking weird.
I wish I was homeschooled.
Really?
I literally tried it for a month.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
No, for real. Like there's some homeschoolers. I'm like, man, I don't know how we're from the same people group because this is strange. But yeah, so I felt very isolated on the farm and like disconnected from the world in a lot of ways. And I came across this thing called movies that my mom introduced me to. And I was like, wow, these are amazing. And she introduced me to the old black and white films with like Cary Grant and like the Three Stooges, Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Lucille Ball. Like they were my heroes growing up. And then I got introduced as I got older, around like 8, to Star Wars and Superman.
Loved Star Wars as a kid.
Right?
Yeah.
And I saw this image of Luke Skywalker and Superman looking out over their farm. And there's the double sunset of, Luke Skywalker, and there's the single shot of Superman, but looking out into the universe and connecting with it and knowing that they had a greater destiny. And that obviously that story unfolds for Luke in a way that he goes off and saves the galaxy. For Superman, he goes off and saves the world. And I was like, man, I think I'm going to become a Jedi. And obviously that didn't work out the way that I anticipated.
I wanted to be
move
Peter
things
Pan
right?
as a kid. So yeah,
Peter Pan,
yeah.
I could see the Peter Pan.
I
You have
totally
like the man
can
bun.
too.
I was Peter Pan for 8 years in a row for Halloween.
Oh
Dude,
my
I think
gosh.
we're going to make that
I was
happen.
dedicated.
We're going to make that happen.
Let's do it.
But I realized I couldn't move things with my mind, and lightsabers weren't real. Even if I tried to make one, it was trash. And I was like, I need to do something like that. And I realized it was telling stories, and it was movies. And I realized for an hour and a half, you have somebody's undivided attention to inspire them to be greater than they are right now. To a little kid on a farm who feels disconnected from the world, you could tell him that he could do something great. And that little kid was me. And I was like, if I can connect and do that same thing for one other person in the world, my job would be done. But realistically, I wanted to do that for the masses. I wanted to be in theaters. I wanted to be on shows and movies and everything. Social media wasn't a thing back then. And I was like, I want to touch the world in the same way that I was inspired. And so I used that motivation to drive what I thought was going to be filmmaking. And I didn't know if I was going to act or direct or produce or just be set deck or whatever that meant. And I loved all of it. And so then that started a spark inside of me that has never changed since I was a little kid. And it's always been about making movies. And now it's expanded a little bit. Like I want to be the first person to, lasso a asteroid and, little things like that. Yeah. Small goals.
Oh yeah.
But that has always been the main goal for me. And there's been little goals inside of those goals that have like expanded and come true. But that one's just like, that's the dream,
Wow.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
That's very rare. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people have like just the one dream. A lot of people do have to like live their life, and they have so many different courses, and it's really awesome that you had just one that you were like, this is what's meant for me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
not a lot of people have that. I'm on my third one.
Really?
Oh God, I can't tell you how many.
I was a professional water skier.
Stop.
Why
I
do
don't
these
know if I've
people keep
ever-
getting cooler and cooler by the minute?
Yo,
I
Piersons
feel-
are pretty cool.
Should I leave?
Piersons are cool.
No, you're Piersons.
no,
You're fucking awesome.
No, yeah, I've had multiple but it's
Tell me.
like every 5 years will be like I did YouTube. Now I'm doing photography and video, which I think that
professional
one's gonna
water skiing.
last a while. Yeah, I did professional water skiing. My dad taught me how to water ski when I was 2, and then I grew up on a river as well.
Hell yeah.
So just country boy all over. I love
Yeah.
it. So so I've always grown up like water skiing and stuff with my dad. And then how old was I? I think I was like 13 or 14. And I met this kid who competed. I was like, I gotta try this, because I was like, oh, I'm good at it. But man, I started doing lessons and stuff, and I picked it up so fast. Like it was like a calling to me. So yeah, I did that for 4 years. I did really good too. I was placing at nationals and stuff. I was sponsored by some companies and loved it. And I stopped when I was 17. I was like, there's just no money in it.
Yeah.
But so I loved it though. But yeah, and then that's when I got into YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I've had quite a few chapters.
So you had water skiing, you had YouTube, and now you
photo video, and then
was there any others?
Yeah, I'm slowly getting into DJing.
All
I
right.
really want to make that like an actual career as well.
Dude, we're gonna
like
have to play some
festivals
music
and
after
stuff.
this.
His final career, he's gonna end up being like an astronaut or something because
Literally.
he's trying so
Space
many
is
new
scary.
things.
Yeah,
I don't
We're
like
like,
space.
I got invited by SpaceX to go into space and do photos
And
up
DJ.
there. That'd be
Yeah,
so sick.
DJ
and
and
DJ
take
in
photos.
space.
Can you imagine?
What about you, Pierson?
Oh my!
Wodzynski.
That's me.
Thank you.
I mean, I've done so many different things because, like I said, I had no idea kind of what path I wanted to go down. I started acting at a really young age. We mentioned that earlier. Started acting at a young age, and I just kind of lost it for a little. I almost thought of it as a chore, just driving 45 minutes. I was too young to understand how like awesome this opportunity was.
Yeah.
So eventually I that was set aside for a little bit until it came back a little bit later. But in high school, I was so like obsessed with the idea of getting into college because it was like that is all that I ever heard was you need to go to college, you need to go to school, that sort of thing. So I wasn't the best student, but I also wasn't the worst student. I was pretty average. Like I got good enough grades and I ran my butt off in track and field.
Nice.
And so
What'd you run?
I ran the 400 and the 300 meter hurdles.
Man, I got stuck on the 800. Worst race in track history.
Heck
Oh,
to
good
the
Lord.
no.
You had
worst.
some lungs on you.
Oh
then.
yeah,
Yeah.
no thank you.
Terrible.
But I ended up getting into UC Santa Barbara for track and field. In high school I tried photography. I did more of like
Oh.
fashion photography, so I would style the models, I would choose them, I would have like the background and everything all set up. I tried that. I tried videography. I created, you guys would not believe this, I created like a water bottle that has like a cork top, and I called it Bottle Time because I would have increments.
Similar to Hammer Time by chance?
Yeah, very similar. But I never even thought of that. That would have been brilliant if I kept it going.
Oh,
but
crap.
no, but I had like time increments on the water bottle that helps you drink a certain amount of water throughout the day, just so
That's
that you're
really
kind of
cool.
like with it. And I created like the logo of it, and like I printed 500 water bottles that are still to this day sitting in my garage.
I want one.
Yeah, I
And
want
they're
one, too.
actually they're pretty cool, but that was one thing that it came into my life. I was like, this is awesome, this is all that I'm going to put all my energy into, and then the next day it was gone. And that's just kind of like how I was for a long time. I had passions and then they left the next day.
Wow.
Like I was really into graphic design, and I wanted to at one point like edit other people's photos but make it like a collage or a montage, print it up on like canvases and send them back to them.
Yeah.
Like I just had so many random little ideas here and there, and then I finally found like social media, and at first I was very hesitant
Of course.
because nobody really at my school was super like into social media. And so being the first one, I started posting Friday dance videos just to
like
get
that.
myself out there and show my personality, because I was one to just post pictures like with my girls saying, hey, look what we did Friday night, like whatever, blah blah blah, and it wasn't really showcasing my personality.
Yeah.
And so I started to do Friday dance videos. I'm no dancer. I just like to have fun. It's not
Yeah.
like I haven't like had a lot of training or anything like that, but I started doing that, and at first people were kind of like, what is she doing? Why is she doing this? I got a lot of people just kind of making fun of me, and then I kept it going. And then I transitioned into like comedy videos and skits and just creative little fun things that are very unique. And that's what kind of got the ball rolling, and people started to appreciate my work and appreciate my like creativity and stuff. And so that's what was kind of motivating. It took a long time to kind of be okay with myself on social media, because social media is a big and dark place. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are able to judge you, a lot of people who are able to see you differently than who you truly are.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you're only posting the highlight reel. People
yeah,
only see you from a certain perspective.
Exactly. And so I got into, right now I'm in the stage of like making like skits and comedy videos and that sort of thing with different impressions and just like little vlogs and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing right now, and it's been sticking. It's been amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Been
really cool.
A lot of history.
Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years from now?
I hate that question.
10 years from now.
I hate that question. Why
Sorry.
are you gonna ask that, Pierson?
I have a question before that.
All
if
right.
you want to
Let's hear it.
talk about the Piersons a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there any? Do you guys know why you're named Pierson?
Oh,
Is there a certain way?
I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my parents, it's Ron and Robin. Unintentional.
cute, so
Cute.
cute.
And then there was Preston, who was
Okay.
my oldest brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Peyton, my second oldest brother.
Interesting.
And then they're like, well, this is a total accident because we like the name Preston and we found this other name Peyton because we're in the P section.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, well, we have to find the next name. And they were deciding between Bronson or Pierson
I
for
could
me.
see you as a Bronson.
Right? But they came up with it, or sorry, it was Brosnan.
Oh,
Brosnan.
Bronson or Brosnan. I can't remember the exact. I think it was actually going back and forth between those two of the B's. And they ended up with Pierson because it was based on Pierce Brosnan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, well, Pierson is a kind of like the version of both of those things that we can combine.
interesting.
And so they settled on Pierson. And then my sister, Farron, has a PH inside of it.
Oh, cool.
So they took the Farron and put a PH in there.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, because I feel like Pierson is not like you're looking through the baby name book. It's kind of like you have to make it up.
Well-
Maybe not as much today.
Mine's a little bit of both. My
Yeah?
my story's really short and not as cool as both of yours, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
But it's similar. My parents both were, I guess, not very creative. I don't know. They were just like looking for random names in baby books.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is they just combined it. It was my mom. She just combined two names. I don't know what two names she combined. Probably something similar to what happened with you. But she was just literally looking through the baby book, like
Came up
baby
with
name
Pierson?
book, and came up with Pierson.
See, that-
How does
that-
one
Wow.
do that?
See, that's what's so cool because
Wow.
you have to come up with a name like ours.
Yeah.
You can't just pick it
Yeah.
Right.
and call it a day.
Yeah.
It's not a common thing.
Yeah.
It isn't.
So cool.
Yours.
Mine was so my uncle, his name was Perry Pierce, and he just like was the man of my mom's side of the family. You know, he was the man. So when I was born, or before I was born, I don't know if they named me before or after, but my mom's like uncle Perry Pierce, she just loved the name Pierce, and then she came up with Pierson that way from my uncle. But oh yeah, this is a good question. Does anyone call you guys Pierce?
I have like 2 friends in my life that have called me Pierce.
Really? What about you?
Every once in a while, I get pee-pee,
Okay.
and I hate it.
That is an
That's like my
unfortunate
brother.
version
That's
of it.
my brother's name for
Yeah.
me. So
I've gotten PP.
oh god, I hate it.
I almost called this Pierson's podcast, and I was like, absolutely not, for
No.
the sake of people calling
Yeah.
it PP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run up the comments, PP.
So
Run
I
it
actually a lot of people call me Pierce, but it's not just like, you know, when I just meet you, it's my close friends and family, and they
Yeah.
call me, so like my dad, my brother calls me Pierce. A lot of my close friends, they call me Pierce. It's not like I tell them to, they just do it.
Yeah.
Now I have a question.
But yeah, go ahead.
What is your guys' middle names? Let's go with you first.
Yeah.
My middle name is Lee.
Ooh.
Lee.
Pierson Lee.
Wow.
Pierson Lee.
Mine is Alexa.
That's cool. Pierson
then-
Alexa.
Alexa,
Don't tell
turn
us
on.
yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yours is pretty predictable.
I feel like yours might be like Dane
Like
or something,
Dane or
or like
something.
Robert.
Well, you motherfuckers went up and looked this shit up online. God damn, get out of here.
We did. We had to slide that in.
I actually thought it.
Dane.
Yeah, Dane. So Dane.
Yeah, it was so like literally nobody guesses that.
Yeah, no
Based on
one
the fact
guesses
that
That
you
was a
get
either.
joke, guys. For those of you who are confused, we literally just
Yeah, we had to Google it.
so that he would be thrown off, but he was not thrown off at
Not
all.
for a second. Anybody that knows it right off the bat, I'm always like, you
I should
fucking
have came up
Googled
with
it
something
before.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, been like, it feels like a dog name. Been like very like psychic on
Great
me.
Dane.
Like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh, actually, so I had this idea and I really want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to name my first kid Pierce.
That'd be dope.
Really?
Boy or girl. It'd be a sick girl name.
Yeah.
That'd be a dope.
But I don't know.
Pierson's a great girl name.
Yeah, it is. Like,
I wish there was somebody named Pierson that was. Wait a second.
whoa.
Wow.
No,
Wild.
I do
Pierson?
really love having our name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
I think
It's a dope name.
we've talked about our name like
Too much.
20 times
Well,
today.
Here's what I was thinking about a while ago was like I never really had necessarily like the tribe or like my people or
Yeah.
like things like that. I always felt kind of like a Rolling Stone in a lot of ways, mostly growing up. And when I found out somebody else had a similar name, it was a last name, Pierson. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like I want to connect with you and like
Yeah.
talk about it. And then that never panned out to do anything for me. And then social media came about, and I started like looking up the other Piersons, and that's when I reached out on Facebook to all the Piersons, and nobody responded, and I was like, I'm not famous enough. That's fine. And then last year, I think when we met, I was like, fuck, this is like really dope. I want to reach out and like start connecting with the other Piersons. And then that kind of idea stayed in my head. And then I saw you, I think.
She came out of nowhere because I was looking up.
Come out of nowhere.
I was looking at Pierson's as well, and she didn't exist.
Yeah,
and then out of nowhere, you
were not.
Boom.
I did not exist.
It's like
Literally
she was born
didn't
last
exist.
year.
I like, because my fans like the Pierson Fode UK or Pierson Fode Italy or Pierson. There's one Prison Food. What up, Kalila? And they all had the Pierson like other names, and so I never expected to see another Pierson pop up.
Yeah.
And then when yours popped up, I was like, "Where'd she? There's a new one. Where'd she come? we must connect. Yes, hello.
Collect the Piersons.
We're like Pokemon. You can.
Dude,
there's only 3 of us.
I literally freaked out like a month ago because I met a dude named Pierce. And I was like, dude, that's the craziest thing ever. It's like your name is so close to mine, but now I'm sitting next to like two Pierson.
2 of the dopest Piersons
So
you've
cool.
ever met.
Yeah,
And the only
we are
Piersons.
dope.
All right, let's do a quick comparison.
Okay.
Birthdays, go.
9/29, September
29th?
29th. Yeah,
September
Why'd you
29th.
say the
I don't know.
line? He's too cool. Like,
11/06/91. You were like, what the fuck does that mean?
February 18th, 99.
February 18th, 99. I'm November 6th, 91.
I'm 98.
He's an old
98.
grandpa.
Oh, you
over
guys are
there.
youngins.
Old
What's up?
grandpa.
It's Papa Pierson. What's good?
At least
Say,
we're- at least we're all in the
"Back my
90s."
day."
Back in my day, before we had social media, yeah, we used to walk up the hill both ways, barefoot in snow, through barbed wire, just to get to school on time. I was homeschooled too.
Okay, so we got that out of the way.
Yes.
Favorite music.
Oh, you can't ask a Pierson what their favorite music is.
That's true.
That's like a tough one.
I'm hyper eclectic. The only thing I don't like is country music.
Do you?
So you wanna know what's crazy about that?
What?
So I grew up in the South my whole life.
I grew up on a farm. I feel you.
But you were a West Coast farm boy.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
So I grew up in Tennessee and in Texas,
Yeah.
Kentucky, all over the place, and that's all I used to listen to was country music.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I moved to Texas, I despised it.
Really?
I hated country music. But you wanna know what's crazy?
Huh.
I fucking love it again.
I
I'm
love
going back.
country.
And
Yeah.
because I'm hearing some of the old songs that I grew up with when I was living on the river, and man, it's kind of like nostalgic, and I love it again. But
Was
like,
one of the songs called "Living on the River"? By
no,
chance?
I should make that though.
You
I
should
mean,
actually make that.
there's the Chattahoochee song.
Chattahoochee River.
No,
I
not
don't
that
actually
one.
know what that song is, but I just wanted to sing.
Yeah, man, I've been listening, but it's only like once a week. I'll have like a country, but it's only when I'm in my car driving.
Yeah.
So
There's a
but
nostalgia to country music.
Yeah.
It's very good
you ha-
storytelling.
yeah, you have to be at the right place and right time. Like I
Like
can't
not
just
on
be
your way to a party. Like it's more of like
No.
you're on a road.
if I'm on a
trip.
road trip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely.
exactly.
What about you?
With what kind of music?
Yeah.
You didn't answer it.
Oh, I love, dude. Like literally
Everything.
Yeah.
I have a different genre for every day.
Yeah.
Like EDM, hip hop,
Same. Yeah.
alternative, country,
Yeah,
whatever.
for
I love it all.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm like everything. It just depends what mood I'm in. Like if I'm on my way to like I don't know, I want to get pumped, I'll listen to Drake or like rap. If I want to go to like on a road trip, I'll listen to country music. If I'm like trying to get in my feels or get really creative, I'll listen to like Odessa or like Hippie Sabotage or Petit Biscuit and like EDM sort of stuff. And like honestly, I'm all over the place.
Same.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I love music.
Yeah.
It's the best thing in the world.
I think if anyone tells you that they only like one type of music, they're probably
crazy.
just a little sheltered. I
Yeah.
feel like they haven't opened up or been optimistic about like
Anything in life.
anything else. Well, no, not. I was gonna say that, but
No, I feel the same way. I'm hyper eclectic, and it depends on my mood. I like for when I'm writing or doing creative stuff, I actually listen to film soundtracks. So Interstellar
doing that
or
yeah,
Oblivion
Interstellar.
soundtrack.
Oh my god, that soundtrack is and that
It's
in La
unreal.
La Land.
La La Land. Oh my god. Bum, bum. We do it all the time in the vlogs where we just like cut to shots of Interstellar when we just go bum, bum. And then yeah, I mean my playlist is absolutely nuts. Like
Yeah,
1 second I'm
same.
listening to like EDMs or like synthwave dark shit, and then another second I'm like La La Land, let's go.
Yeah.
It'll be in the same hour window too.
You know what gets me every time?
What?
Shallow.
Ooh.
Ooh, Shallow's good.
Come on, give us a hint of what you got with Shallow. Go,
Okay,
go
wait.
ahead. Sha-la-la-la.
That's amazing.
That's fantastic. Incredible. All right, favorite movie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ooh. I can't.
You can go top 3.
Okay, top 3.
It,
okay.
And we can change it the next time you guys are on the pod.
Okay. Change
Secret
weekly.
Life of Walter Mitty.
I just had Tyler watch that the other day. It's one of my favorites.
Never
yeah,
seen
go
it.
for it.
I have it tattooed on my arm.
Whoa.
The life motto, because that
Committed.
movie is so important.
It is.
It is so important. It's
that
just all about
movie is about the dreamers.
travel and dreaming. It's all about dreams. That's my number 1. Love Harry Potter, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love Harry Potter. Gotta
We can
put
count
up
that
there.
as one movie.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
just one
count that as
extensive
one.
movie.
And probably Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dude, I
Ooh,
was literally
nice,
gonna
nice.
say both
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, I love
what-
Pirates of the Caribbean.
We're
It's just because
connected.
I always wanted to be a pirate when I was growing
Yeah.
up. I still
I
do.
can see that.
Outer
Yeah.
Banks. When I watched Outer Banks, I was like,
Okay, what-
I'm dropping everything and searching for treasure.
What is Outer Banks? I keep hearing people talk about
You
this.
Seen
haven't
it?
seen it?
No, huh?
I didn't watch
Pierson.
it all the way through.
All right, we're gonna have a Pierson
Bro.
movie night, and we're just
I
gonna all
know,
watch
right?
movies together.
I watched it in one day.
Really?
Because it was just like this is what I wanted to be as a kid. It's just these 3 or 4 teenagers. They're just searching for
They're in
this
like South
treasure.
Carolina or North
yeah,
Carolina?
South Carolina. And I used to live in North Carolina, so like I knew where it was. But like they're literally searching for this treasure that killed the main character's dad because he searched for so long.
Wow.
And it is so good, dude. And they're
Did you
making a
just ruin
second. No. That's just they're searching for treasure.
Search for treasure. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert. No big deal.
Yeah, you knew that from the first episode.
Spoiler
Oh,
alert
okay.
on
It's-
this
it's-
podcast.
it's in the
I didn't
trailer.
finish it.
All right,
so.
favorite movie. Go.
Oh gosh, I don't have. I honestly
favorite
don't.
couple of movies.
Couple of movies.
There's no wrong answer.
I mean, I feel like it's my favorite movie is always whatever phase I'm going through. Like
Same.
right now,
Okay.
I'm going
Yeah.
through Harry Potter.
Love
Right.
it.
That's what I was going through. Like all of quarantine, I watched it like twice through.
Nice.
So I'm starting to like get the hang of it.
Jinx.
And honestly, I was gonna say Pirates because I love Disney.
Yeah.
I just love Disney. Like the soundtracks of everything is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's moving for me. Like
Their storytelling is. I mean, that's why they
Impeccable.
win Oscars all the time.
Exactly, exactly. And I just love like Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp has been like my
He's the
celebrity
goat.
crush forever.
He is the goat.
forever. So yeah. And then you mentioned Interstellar. Inception is also
yeah.
just like
Really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love
That's
those
great.
kinds of movies and yeah.
What about you?
Okay, so I'm a Christopher Nolan fanatic. I Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So good.
Brilliant.
Dunkirk, you name Memento.
So
I
good.
I love everything that he's ever done. But I'd say like Interstellar is at the top for me because it encapsulates so many things, literally a farm to saving the universe
Yeah.
once again.
Interesting.
But it also expands beyond just like a single story to me in a lot of ways. It takes you off the world and makes you feel like anything is kind of possible. And there's that connection to the father and the child that like I admired in a lot of ways, and like also the soundtrack is just unreal. I can
So
listen to it
good.
on repeat.
So
Hans
good.
Zimmer just changed my life
my
in a
God.
soundtrack.
So good.
The Dark Knight, because it was one of like the greatest movies of all time.
So badass.
So good. Heath Ledger's performance is nuts.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
I mean, I could go. The list is endless for me. Lord of the Rings, Star
Yeah.
Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean is obviously like
So
one of the
good.
amazing.
I have another one that I
Franchises.
forgot. Have you guys seen Point Break?
I've never seen it.
Ooh,
No,
so good.
Dude.
Years ago, I saw it.
That's-
and
yeah.
Well, it's
too young to remember.
They have a new one now.
I love
that
it.
came out like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's so
With
good.
Utah
It's just
Compared to
because,
Patrick Swayze's.
yeah, I honestly haven't seen the original, so I'm a hypocrite when I say it's one of my
How
favorite
dare
movies
you.
because I haven't seen both.
The
But
new one
shame
was
on
really
you.
so good
And
because it's just
visually
like
great.
doing like the most extreme stuff in the world. I love it.
Ain't no Patrick Swayze. I don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's another thing we could see if we have comparables on? What you guys got?
Let's see. Oh, we were talking about dream cars earlier.
Ooh, dream cars. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, not dream cars, but our next car, we want to get the.
I'm getting a Bronco.
Yeah, we want to get the new Bronco.
Yeah.
We want to get the 4-door.
Four-door Bronco. So you want to be like OJ, just driving down the street and somebody like pulls you over.
No,
and you're
no,
like,
not
Did
that.
you murder
No.
them?
No.
No, it's kind of like the newer Jeep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Jeep
I'm
has
putting a
had
Yo,
this-
it
tent on
looks
top
sick
of mine.
as fuck.
First
Oh
day I
my
get in, I'm
God,
putting
yeah.
a tent on it.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's gonna be my new home.
Yeah.
Honestly, that'd be so dope.
Be cool.
Brilliant.
That'd be super sick. I'm going Cybertruck
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. You gotta put a tent on that one.
Oh
too.
my God. You know how dope that'd be if I really decked it out?
Yeah.
I want to get it matte black too. Like,
Oof.
that'd be
That would be really
So
sick.
foxy. I'm like,
So,
what's up, baby? How you
so
doing?
one other thing. So I was doing some research on Google Maps and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and I was just curious, and I typed in the name Pierson. You know
Yeah.
what a great word.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So there's this place in the middle of nowhere in Florida. It's called Pierson, Florida.
No way.
Pierson.
No
Dude,
way.
Dude,
So-
go on.
idea. When it gets better too.
Right.
Everything in that town is named Pierson something. They have a Pierson grocery store, Pierson restaurant, hospital, park. They have a Pierson lake.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
go.
hear me out.
Lake Pierson?
Whenever you get back, let's do a road trip to Pierson, Florida.
Yo, this
Let's
is
get
the
an
greatest
RV.
idea of
Yeah.
all time.
Let's
And
get
then
an RV.
and make like a little vlog series. Just
Wow.
the Piersons.
Take Pierson.
Pierson. Yo, what if we I might have a little extra star power at that point. I'm gonna reach out to that like mayorship or the township,
Yes.
and be like, yo, could we be a mayor for a day?
Oh my
That's
The three
amazing.
Pearsons become the mayor of Pierson,
It's a
Florida.
tiny town, dude. It's tiny. They only have like one grocery store and 2 restaurants. Like it's
Wow.
perfect.
That would
It's
be
so
the
cute.
coolest trip.
So cool.
Yo,
Pierson,
comment down
Florida.
below if you guys want to see us do that, because that would be
It'd
fucking
be insane.
awesome.
And I'll film it, make it super cinematic. And
Hell yeah.
be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
That'd
this
be
is happening.
crazy.
As soon as
It
I'm
has
back
to.
from the movie, we are taking over the township of Pierson, Florida.
A mayor for a day.
We're coming for you, Pierson, Florida.
Yeah, if there's anyone who listens to this podcast from Pierson, Florida, hit us
For
up.
real.
Hit us up.
Yeah, what's up? What's good? You
What's
wanna
good?
you wanna hang out sometime? Because like we love you guys, big fans over here. You guys, do you have any final questions or thoughts?
I would just like to say that I think we're so like perfect.
Yeah.
Like we're all different in our own way, like
Yeah.
different
It's really
careers.
cool.
Like it's not like we're both photographers. It's not like, but we're like all actors or anything
Yeah.
like that. I love how we all have a little something to add to our little group.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
You know,
I
it's
love it.
very unique and interesting, and we all fit the puzzle pieces perfectly.
I'm really nervous if we meet another Pearson and they're a total dickhead.
Ooh.
Could you imagine?
Because,
It'd be
honestly-
such a bummer.
Ooh, it'd be such a bummer.
We literally walked in today and we just clicked instantly.
I
Literally.
agree.
Like we're like it was meant to be, and I love
Yeah.
it. It feels good. It feels like refreshing to like hang
Yeah.
out with you guys and stuff, and
Yeah.
talk to some real OG Piersons.
I don't know about
I
this
love it.
Pierson though. I shouldn't-
Listen,
Yeah,
I am
know.
older than both of you peasants.
Yeah, this is Grandpa.
Pearsons.
This is Grandpa
Pearson. Remember my name.
Wait, wait, you have the same name, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
We,
Do you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the same name?
we may have mentioned it once or twice.
Oh,
In
Pearson?
passing.
Yeah.
Oh
Pierson.
my God! How many times have somebody go back and watch this entire thing and tell us how many
Oh,
how many times we've
please.
said Pearson?
Please.
I'll shout you out in the vlog. That'd be
Please.
Yes,
legitness.
please.
Um,
Legitness.
all right. Well, so I do something at the end of each of my pods, but I want you guys to say one thing that you want to leave the audience with, and something that like kind of we discussed that they can kind of strive to achieve themselves.
Awesome.
Start on the end of the couch.
Me? Okay. Yeah. So first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
This has been fucking amazing.
I'm
So
glad.
I love
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you both for coming. Like, I'm
This
glad
is
that I
so
could
so
gather
great,
this
and my
together.
first podcast, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I want to leave with this is, like I was saying, just don't give up on that little bit of passion you have, or it's however big it is.
Mm-hmm.
Times might be super tough. You might be sleeping in your car, showering in Venice, showering at a gym.
Yeah.
But man, this city is it's meant to do that for a lot of people, and it's a really big tester. But keep going, man. And also, like what I said, you could just have the interest of doing, video photography or acting, and you're still
Yeah.
at home, and you're like, man, I'm not given the opportunity yet. Just go out and try it and stuff,
Yeah.
because you have no clue what could happen.
Most definitely.
And anything is possible, and just work hard, put good energy into it, manifest that shit,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
it will
Yep.
happen if you want it to. And yeah, man, just chase your dreams, because we're on this earth for one time, and
Yeah.
we're giving it to us, and let's use it and abuse it and have fun with it, and
Most definitely.
man, travel and chase your dreams.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pearson.
I mean, I'm going to have to say the same thing. Like your life can change in the blink of an eye. Anything can change. Like I went from literally bussing tables, getting yelled at all the time by people who felt that they were more entitled than me. I was working in Beverly Hills, and I mean, a year later, now I'm achieving my dreams. Now they probably wouldn't treat me the same. So honestly, I would say just keep working hard. It really does matter that you keep that positive energy. You are going to have bad days. You are going to be down on yourself. You are going to have people who step on your shoes and tell you can't do something, but honestly you have to believe it in your heart and your soul, and that's going to help drive you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You are the only person who will have the last say.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really have to believe it yourself, and then what you believe you will achieve.
And
like
love
that.
everyone.
Yeah.
I've been learning that over the past, especially over quarantine, man.
Yeah.
It's all about love.
Find the good in people.
Yeah.
Like it really matters.
Loving people is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
you. I love you, Pearson. And
I
I
lo-
love you,
I love
Pearson.
you. I love you,
It's,
Pearson.
it's about self-love today.
It
I
is.
love you,
Yeah.
Pearson.
Yeah.
I love you, Pearson.
I know.
For me, I want to leave you guys with the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Love it.
Keep it in mind that you put in the work, and through that, the manifestation really comes true. And it's what you put into it is what you'll get out of it.
Absolutely.
You guys, thank you for being on. Pierson, thank you for being on.
Thank you so much, Pierson.
Thank you so much for having us.
Great.
Honestly, this was such a great experience.
Yeah.
Both of our first podcasts.
Yeah.
So this was really such a great
You
experience.
had to pop the podcast Pierson Cherry.
Oh, say that. Pop the podcast with the Pierson cherry, or Pierson's
What?
podcast popped a cherry.
I don't know, something like that.
It was very confusing at the end of this podcast. Pierson.
Yes. Pierson.
Pierson.
Follow us on Instagram. Just type in Pierson.
Just type in Pierson.
You'll find all of
We're
us.
gonna pop
You'll
up.
find us.
Okay, so shout out everything that we can follow you on.
Yeah. You guys can follow me on Instagram at PiersonX, PiersonX, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not on TikTok.
We're getting
Well,
Pierson
he'll
and
get
I are
there.
getting
We're getting
Pierson
there.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the TikTok thing out, but
Just follow him everywhere at Pierson X.
Yeah.
yeah, just Pierson X. It's that for everywhere. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Dude.
Sweet.
Pierson?
I'm Pierson Wodzynski on Instagram. Pierson Wodzynski. Sorry, I had to make that as fast as possible. Otherwise, we'd be here forever. And then same thing with YouTube. And then on TikTok, I'm Pierson as well.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, just simple as that.
All right,
Mike
you guys.
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. And that is a cut.